Why, hello everyone, it's me, Smooth Brain, and today I have a new brand for me, and it's called Simply Posh. And I have two palettes, they're two most recent. The one is called Black Cherry, and I'm assuming it's going to be colors of cherries, with it going down to a dark purpley cherry color. And then the second one is called Down to Earth, which I'm assuming will have earthy tones. So let's look at these palettes, swatch them out, and get some good things going here. We'll do one look with Down to Earth and one look with Black Cherry, as per usual. So first let's do Down to Earth, which was their first release. And they have, in the pans, they have a nice fat mirror. We have a cover that protects your colors here. Wow, this is really taped on. And then there's a bunch of the dots that cover the shimmers. And you'll see there's about 12 mattes and 6 shimmers in this palette. And it looks like they are broken into groups that go this way. So I will be swatching them that way. And it goes from a light, like sage green, to a blue-green row, and then starts with an orange row, a yellow row, and a brown row. So let's go with the first color, which is a light sage green called Lush. There is a shimmer that is also, I would say, is a sage green called Earthy. And then a brown that will help deepen that up called Succulent. There's the first three. That Lush on the arm looks almost yellowish green, like a, what do they call that color? Like a lemongrass color. Okay, the next color, even though I've been describing this one as a sage green, I see it's probably much more a lemongrass color. The next color is actually called Sage. It has a little blue in it though. I wouldn't call it a straight sage. Growth, which is, oh, that looks like a multi-chrome. It's got green, but it also has an orange shift. It's at least a duochrome. And then Foliage, which looks like a deeper, like pine green. I'm trying to use different names for these greens and stuff just so that you guys can see there's a difference. Okay. The next one is called Thrive, which is definitely a blue-green. Then Down to Earth, which is a shimmery blue-green, and then Botanical, which is a deep teal. These colors are quite pretty. Okay, we have 3 more rows left. The first one is called Nature, which is a tangerine color. A tangerine shimmer called Sunbaked. Oh wow, that's really pretty. And it's got like a green flip to it. And Earth Clay, which is a clay color. Imagine that, it's called clay and it has a clay color, but this color in the middle is gorgeous. Then we have a gold called Calming. A gold shimmer called Oasis. Oh, that's very chrome-like. And an orangey clay called Canyon. And finally, we have the brown row. So there's a very light tan color called Organic. There is a brown shimmer with blue reflect, it looks like, called Soil. Yeah, that Organic is a little darker than a sand color. And then Grounded, which is a chocolate brown. Look at those, very nice. Oh, I like that soil color. Okay, let me show you those on my arm, and then I will come back and swatch the other palette, the Black Cherry palette. Okay, so the next palette, the Black Cherry palette, I'm going to open this up and remove this stuck on piece of plastic. Get rid of these dots, and all of these pans in both palettes are magnetic. And look at the cute little imprint on there. They're cherries. It's very beautiful. It's got some really gorgeous pinks and reds, dark browns that have like a cherry color to them. And this one, I think what I'm going to do is, even though it does look like it might go in rows like this again, I'm going to swatch across this way, and then the bottom row of mattes, and then we'll do the row of shimmers. So the first color is called Blush, which I'm going to have a hard time describing these because they're all like pinky, mauve-y colors. But this one is really like a fair pink, but not Barbie pink. It's one of those rosy pinks. The next color is called Flush. So Blush, Flush, Crush. The Flush has like more blue in it, and then the Crush is a little darker and has more orange in it. And then Fresh Pick has a lot more blue in it and leans a little purpley. So here are the first four colors. You can see they're all lighter, like rosy pinks. And you can see the difference pretty obviously in these colors. Now, do you need all of them? I don't know, but yeah, we will see if they look different on the eye maybe. The next color, wow, this is a good name, Fleshy. Now I'm assuming they're talking about cherries, fleshy cherries, not my butt. And then the next color is called Dessert, which almost looks like a deep pistachio. Again, the fleshy color is like a darker rose. And then we have Cherry Coated, which is more of a rose pink, but it's warmer. And then Burst, which is purpley. Really pretty, that Burst. Ooh, that Burst is very pretty. Okay, 4 left in the mattes. The first one is called Cherry Red, and to be honest, it does not look like a red to me. It looks much more cherry brown than anything else, but very pretty. Wine, which is much more brown than a wine. Cherry Bomb, which is a deep, dark, purpley brown. And then Black Cherry, which of course is a black. Okay, let's do these shimmers. I'm very excited about the shimmers. I mean, so far their shimmers are very nice. They're not the flaky kind of shimmers, which may be a plus because flaky shimmers do tend to crease and have a lot more fallout, but they do have shifts, which is nice. So I'm going to swatch these in an entire row across. The first one is called Cherry on Top, which is a hot pink with a light blue to almost white reflect. Sweet, which is also a hot pink but has no reflect. It's very pink. Juicy. This is similar to Cherry on Top but has more of a purple reflect. And then Luscious, which is a brown with a pink reflect. So let's look at the first 4 of these. Oops, I messed up. So look at those 4. Again, gorgeous. And they go a long way, these shimmers. 2 more shimmers left. One's coming up that looks like I'm going to love it, called Very Cherry. And it looks like a dark cherry with a teal reflect. Yeah, that's pretty. And then Bite, which is a green to go with that pistachio. And that has just a green reflect. So very chrome-like. Okay, let's look at those on the arm. Okay, I'm going to start off with the Black Cherry palette, and I think I'm going to go into this color Flush, which was one of the more purpley pinks to start with. I've already primed my eyes. And I'm taking the color Flush and just bringing it across the lid. This color right here, Flush. And I'm also going to take this color, Fresh Pick, and put that in the inner corner and bring it across a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty. I like Fresh Pick better than Flush, actually. You can see how much more blue that has in it. Now, one thing I don't like about this palette is it does not have any really like light colors. Maybe the blush color is the lightest, but we'll make it work. And then I'm going to take the color Burst with a smaller brush. This is a Sigma brush that came in one of their palettes, and it has 2 sides to it. So I'm going to take this like smaller fluffy side and take the color Burst and put that right across here. And yeah, I have some kind of issues with this palette in that I do feel these colors are so similar that the looks you're going to come up with are going to be very, you know, much the same. But it is pretty. And I'm going to take the color Cherry Bomb, which is that dark purple, and I'm going to just put that in the corner with the other side of this brush, which is like a packer brush. Just a little dot, and then we'll take it across the lashes too. Now that color, you can tell the difference. It's definitely a deeper purple. So let's see, what color do I want to use? I kind of want to use the shimmer Very Cherry, which is this brown one here, but it has like that pink flip to it. So I'm going to use that pretty much all over the eye. That's pretty. It looks brown, but then when you put it on, it is pink and it has a green reflect. So there you go with that. And I'm going to take a pencil brush and take the color Dessert, which is that pistachio color, and put that under the waterline. Under the waterline there. And I think I'll take a second little pencil brush, there's a good one, from Sigma, and take the color Blush and put that right in the corner there. We'll also put the blush up here, just to blend that out a little bit. And I'm going to take Cherry on top, which is this color here, and put that in the inner corner as well, right on top of the blush. Okay, so there we have a look with the Black Cherry palette. I can't say that I'm super happy with this. I do feel like the colors just blend into each other and all look like one color, to be honest. I love pink, so if you love pinks, you might really enjoy this. And I do think that the pinks do go well together. I just feel like there's too much similarity between them. So let's dip into the Down to Earth palette, and I think I'm going to start with this lemongrass color called Lush. And I'm going to use some of the orange too. I'm going to use this tangerine color and maybe one of these darker oranges here. So let's try that out. First, let's play with the lemongrass because it looks so pretty. I love this color. And on my eye, I will say the lemongrass Lush looks much more green than yellow, where on my wrist it looked very yellow. So that's interesting. I'm going to take another fluffy brush and go into Nature, which is this tangerine color. These could make a really good spring look as well. I think this palette can go spring or fall. Even with the blue greens, you could do something very summery. Whereas this palette, I think, is actually pretty summery into fall. Okay, let's take a smaller brush and go into the color Canyon, which is a darker orange, and put that here. And that looks pretty. I think what I'll do is take the color Foliage on a pencil brush or, yeah, here's a pencil brush. We'll take the color Foliage, which is a darker green and put that under the eye. And this is a true green. It is not the blue-green row. And I'm going to take the color Earthy and plop that here. That's the green reflect. That's pretty. I do enjoy this palette more already than the cherry palette. And then I'm going to take the color Sunbaked, which is this tangerine, but it has this green amazing flip to it. And we'll put that here. And that looks really nice. Let's put a little bit of that color Sunbaked in the inner corner too. Again, these do have some lighter colors, but I wouldn't say that they're super light. That looks great. Okay. So there's the second look. Much more springy, maybe summery if you deepen it up a little bit, but I do like this look a lot better than the cherry look. I am going to put on some mascara and some other things, and I will be back to tell you what else is on my face. Well, I am back, and here is the final look. I have to say, the cherry look is pretty, but it's just not, I don't feel like there's enough difference between the different colors. It just kind of all smushes together and everything looks cherry. The Down to Earth palette I feel completely different about. I do think it's light and airy. I do think there's some nice earth tones in there. I do think the reflects are beautiful. And I have some sparkle all the way down on my cheek here, so be careful when you're doing your base that you don't get sparkle all over it. Maybe do your base afterwards. So what's on the rest of my face? I did use my Kosas blush in Spellbound, which is a very cherry kind of color, so I thought it would go well. I also used some Yummy Glow serum, which I had a little sample of, as a natural highlighter, and it gives you that glass skin look. I mean, it looks pretty. And then finally on my lips, I used an ultra matte lip from ColourPop in the color, oops, I'm trying to look at it with my mirror, in the color Hitch a Ride. So it's from their Haunted Mansion collection. I don't know if it's still available, but I will put the information down below, or at least ColourPop's site, because their ultra matte lips are pretty nice. A little dry, but so it's not my favorite formula from them, but they do have, oops, they do have some really nice lippies, so check them out as well. The two palettes, again, I do really like the Down to Earth palette. I think it's more of a spring into summer palette than a fall palette, but there are certainly some fall-like tones in there that you can use. And then the Black Cherry palette, I mean, even just looking at it, it's very one tone, which I feel like you could have done this in a 9-pan. I mean, I love the shimmers, but do we need all these pinks? Probably not. So do with that what you want. I'm still very happy about everything and like how this look turned out. So remember, try to be happy, not sad, and feel free to subscribe and hit like if you like. I also appreciate any comments you might leave below. I answer all of them right now, so feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you. And I will talk to you all so soon. Bye!